Recently, I traveled to Istanbul and saw fake emerald jewelry in quite an expensive shop. It was not even a synthetic emerald, it was a much cheaper version, a doublet of colored quartz and glass. And the price for this jewelry piece was around 4,000 USD. For this money, you can afford a real emerald and be happy with this purchase. In this video, I'll explain how to understand if your jewels are real, how not to get cheated and get the true gemstones for the money you pay. Hi everyone, I'm Sasha Kareva and on this channel I talk about gemstones. Welcome. I know that everyone who has jewelry always has doubts about gems. Is it real or not? Especially if you bought it in any shop abroad or at market or fair or even in a famous brand made it. What can you do to understand if your gemstones are actually real? People try to find answers in Google, make experiments, put jewelry into the water, observe stone with sunlight, rare with loupe, burn the stone and then leak it. All these experiments can indeed work for some stones, so you can give them a try, but it will never bring you calm and confidence if you don't have professional knowledge and experience. How many regrets, disappointments and financial losses I witnessed for my career, I cannot even count. All this situation behind one reason, one step would change the situation, save money and nerves. There are so many beautiful gems which deserve to be a part of your jewelry collection. My first and main advice can seem too obvious, but stay with me until the end because I'll explain you in great detail how to do it right, so that you save yourself lots of time, money and avoid extra headache. Make a certificate, get a professional opinion. There are different laboratories that do it at different prices. If you did not buy your gems or jewelry for thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars, then even the cheapest service will help you. The lab will give you a certificate with cherished words. Is your stone is natural or not? For expensive jewelry, I advise the same. Make a report, but choose the report with the maximum details, include gemstones origin, and better to choose the lab specialized on precious stones, like a lotus lab. I personally made such certificates many times in a few countries and paid from $15 till $250 for a regular report. The price can depend on the type of stone, size, and name of the lab. Of course, famous laboratories charge more than others. How can you find them? Easy, you can just Google it. But you need to understand that more respectable labs there are in big cities, because more people come with these stones and the gemologists have much more experience. So, I think the most famous is GIA, Gemological Institute of America. This company has almost 100 years of experience. GIA is the most popular for diamond identification and grading, and their laboratories are located in New York, Carlsbad in California, London, Antwerp, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Mumbai, Bangkok, and even Ramat Gan in Israel. Second is AIGS, Asian Institute of Gemological Sciences, very famous in China, Thailand, and Japan. Gubilin Gem Lab also has 100 years history. This lab has branches in New York, Hong Kong, and Switzerland. It is highly respected gemological reports which are relied upon famous auction houses, royal families, jewelers, gem traders, and collectors globally who are looking for unbiased, independent, and absolutely trustworthy opinions about their gems. Prices for Gubilin Gemological Report vary between roughly $300 and $3,000, depending on the type of gemstone, its carat weight, and the turnaround time. More comprehensive reports for jewelry pieces may be more expensive. How does procedure of gemstone identification look? You bring the stone, the office manager checks the weight, assigns a number to a stone, and puts it into a box. Then you pay and get a paper with a date when your report will be ready. How does this report look? Here is how the report will look like. Usually it looks like a softcover book with a picture of your stone. Sometimes you can choose a cheap option when it looks like a credit card. Every report consists of all the information about your stone: weight, color, size, cutting shape. Did your stone go through any treatments or not? Sometimes you can pay extra to identify its origin, to know exactly the place where your stone was mined. For some gems, it makes sense, especially when it comes to price. For example, emeralds from Colombia are valued higher than emeralds from Zambia or Ethiopia. Properties of true gems and their value and investment potential is one of the things I'll be covering more of on this channel. So do make sure to subscribe to watch more videos like this in future. Alright, now back to our report. I'm explaining it to you in such detail because it only serves the purpose if you know how to read it, right? What is it gemological report for you? Gemological center is independent. The buyer can hear an objective opinion about the subject of the proposed purchase. If you already have documents for your gem or for your jewelry, I mean, maybe you have a tag from the shop that you purchased 2 carats blue sapphire ring. The laboratory can check the compliance of the data indicated there with the real parameters of the stone. Here are the parameters that will show up on your report. First, the weight of the stone. All gemstones are measured in carats. 1 carat equals 0.2 grams or a 1/5 gram. Stone on my example is 1.42 carats, which equals 0.284 grams. Second, the cutting shape. In our example, the shape is octagon. That means 8 edges. In other cases, it can be square, baguette, oval. Third is color and clarity. These parameters are very important, especially for precious stones. There are some colors for rubies and sapphires. In our example, it's bicolor tourmaline, and we have wide spectrum of colors from brownish pink till yellowish green. Filled with color and clarity usually consist of one word: blue, yellow, green, whatever. Clarity and transparency is the most controversial question. Some labs do it, some not. Some use a diamond system for colored gems. Mostly you'll find one of these abbreviations. BVS means it's very slightly included. Stone has inclusions which you cannot see even with a 10-time loop. VS means is very slightly included. This kind of inclusions you can find in loop but cannot see with naked eye. Slightly included, and you can find inclusions with your naked eye. And I included, sometimes it means that gemstone has too many inclusions, which degrade appearance and durability of the stone. On my gem report of bicolor tourmaline, we don't see any grading of clarity. Honestly, for tourmaline, it is not so important. By the way, you have an entire video on tourmalines. If you want to learn more about these stunning gems, I'll drop a link in the description. The last and the most interesting part of the certificate is treatments. A stone can be natural, but it often undergoes heating or irradiation. It can be dyed or even enhanced with oil. Only corundum has more than 10 kinds of treatment. Okay, don't be scared. For some stones, for some gems, especially precious gems, treatments are normal and are acceptable in the whole world. It's important to know it because the presence of absence of treatments usually affect the price. You can find the link in description. Choose the stone and also order the report. We can get it from any laboratory in Bangkok. Bangkok, as you know, is the biggest center of gemstone trading in the world, and every reputed lab has an office in the city. Enjoy true gems world. Even if you did a mistake one time and bought an artificial stone, don't give up. Gems will bring in your life new knowledges, experience, and beauty.